Welcome back to the Alternative Highlights podcast, the number one podcast in Southwestern Ontario. That is just a fact. Quick PSA to y'all. 75% of you are not subscribed. You're just over here watching willy-nilly. Hit that subscribe button. Super easy. With that, on with the show. Today's guest, I hit up in his DMs on Facebook. I just started watching some of his reels. He's a life coach, he's a podcaster, he's a dad, and I was vibing. So I hit him up and man, he didn't hesitate. He said when and where. And Andrew Maisonville showed up for me.
Yeah,
dude,
good.
Appreciate you.
I'm glad you're here after yesterday.
Yeah, man, that was wild. It was not. That wasn't on the bingo card for yesterday.
Right. How'd that go down?
Well, actually,
And you were coming to my city, right?
I was taking my daughter to a dermatologist appointment, and she's got a bad skin thing going on. So I wanted to help her be relieved. So I took her to that. There was a pile up. I just got off the 401. I almost hit the median trying to get off.
Really?
And we made it about 5 minutes down the road. The open fields were blowing across the roads. Heard the stop sign. Friggin' T-boned. Took my truck. My truck looks fine, but all the airbags.
But it's a write-off.
It's a write-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's fun to talk to somebody that can question back. It's fine because we're gonna do your podcast right after. But tell me, where does it start for Andrew? Like when did you get into the life coach and what made you go there?
That would be, I started doing videos where I just felt something and I felt like I wanted to share with the world. That was in 2017.
Okay.
And my first video was sitting there with a bottle of Captain Morgan and taking shots and spitting some real life knowledge. And to be honest with you, I was the most broken at that time, but I had the most friends.
Yeah.
And when I started getting better, where the friends at? You know what I'm saying? So I just started getting, like, I lost weight and my mental state was getting stronger. And I started to notice, I have a lot more to offer. And I'm pretty good at speaking. When put the camera on me, I can kind of do some things. And then I was on, this journey of pain, because that's what I'm forged from. I mentioned 2017 is when I started doing videos, but my life really started at 2010, right after what happened in 2008. 2008 would change my life forever. Even to this day, I'm still impacted by it. It was the loss of my son. I had twin boys, and I still have my other son today. But in 2008, we were just two young parents with a 2-year-old daughter, and we're about to welcome two identical twins into the family, and we're gearing up for this crazy journey. We started throwing out scenarios like where somebody's going to mess with the brother's big sister and the twins are going to show up. And, we just had these thoughts in our head. We were getting ready. We had plans, and, the hospital wanted to release the boys prematurely, a little too soon that we wanted. We expressed our concerns, but we also said, well, we're going to do this. So the boys came home, and I'm not going to give you the whole extensive version, but the boys came home. And 6 days later, we were doing alternate feeds. So the mom was doing this at 3 a.m. feed. I was up at the 6 a.m. feed. So I get up with the boys at the 6 a.m. feed. And, something just made me grab Julius first, and I fed him. And to this day, these are amongst some of the, I guess you would say, it's not quite a regret, but it's something I questioned. What if I grabbed Jaden first? Would it be different? Would things be different? Well, when I put Julius back after the feeding, Jaden was blue. And I'm wondering what, I didn't see any signs of any struggle or anything when I grabbed Julius in the first place. I just went in there and they both looked like they were hungry. That's it. And we're talking about 15, 20 minutes that went by since I went in there to grab Jules. And so when I put Jules back, I go from just a dad trying to feed his next son to freaking out, telling the mom, call 911. I'm panicking. I'm putting him on the dresser. I realize at this moment, they never even gave us any training for CPR for a premature baby. So I'm worried about crushing him, hurting him. So I'm just like lightly pressing on his chest, putting air in him. And then this is what I remember is handing off my son to the fireman that came in. And I didn't know what was going to happen after that. Now, the reason I'm able to say this to you without breaking down is because just days ago, I let that shit out,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my live, but I was pretty open and honest about this whole experience. Every now and then I got to let it out
Yeah.
because I carry that with me everywhere. But
Can you imagine?
it wasn't just a loss. Bottom line, the hospital accused us of the boys having fractured skulls. Okay, you picture that. You're being told your boys have fractured skulls. You're thinking, did someone do something? Did we make an accident? Were they not ready to come out of the hospital? All these things. So we're going through the system now. The children's aid is involved. They take our kids. We lose our home. Our family's divided. They basically pin the mom versus me, and we're all screwed up now. And so I'm living with this nightmare, having to go through appointment after appointment to find out and get to the bottom of things. What's going to happen with the fate of our family. So we end up having to go to London. We go to London. They say right away there's no fractured skulls because we don't have technology in Windsor, but London does. So London says there's no fractured skulls. And so we're like, well, give us our kids back then. What the hell? Like, what are we doing here? Once the tentacles of the system got you, they don't let go until the judge bangs the gavel in the very end. And so we kept thinking like, we know we didn't do anything. It's just, it's just, they're trying to vet the situation. It's all going to work out. 2 years later, my friend, our daughter is with my dad, living with my dad. Our remaining son is in foster care, and Jaden, unfortunately, we had to pull the plug. So we go through all that, and we're grieving now. And I'm in Walmart with my dad, and the detectives are following us down every aisle. We go to the funeral. I'm sitting at the front with the mother, and the detective does that. He says, "Sorry for your loss," right in front of my dad, right in front of our family. And then they follow us all the way to the cemetery. That was our nightmare. And, we had to try to not fight with each other and try to keep it together and take care of our daughter and all kinds of stuff. And then we're young too. So we're still growing. And my frontal lobe wasn't even done growing yet. And here I am being accused of something that we had no idea, what the hell happened. So we go through all the bells and whistles, drug tests we have to pass and everything. Cause I was a weed smoker. I quit right away, whatever I have to do to get my kids. So I never failed a test. We get, these court dates. You think today's the day. Today's the day we're getting our kids back. And then you hear that gavel bang, and it's like devastating because you have to wait another 6 months just to find out if they're coming back. And so that kept happening, and it was damaging us so bad. And then we finally got some good news. We had a specialist come in, and he ruled things out. And because of that, we were able to get our kids back, and a judge finally allowed our kids to come home. The problem is the damage was so extensive, our family we couldn't keep it together.
Come back.
By the time, and we never got an apology. We never got anything. We just got accused, and then here's your kids. Bye. That's it. And that's the state of our medical system now. If they don't have answers, they have a process. And unfortunately, we got stuck with the blame. And to this day, we're still affected. Everywhere we live, everything that we have ourselves involved in is from that day. So
I'm so sorry. And I didn't catch your live, and I can't even begin to imagine. The only thing I do know is that the system is so broken, both medical and judicial. God, that's tough.
yeah, yes. And the way it goes is, I was a different person back then. I had anger issues. I put my hands on the mother of my kids. And so when you have an assault charge, for example, back then, which is gone now, when they profile, they see that, and then they see the mother doesn't have any charges. They're going to focus on you. So they actually went after me much more. No charges were ever pressed, never got arrested, but I had that hanging over me the whole time. So I kind of know about adversity. And I kind of know about if I could just make it through this hard shit, I'm going to be a better version of myself. I'm going to be a lot stronger. And that's kind of what led me to the whole lifestyle coaching thing.
Chiseling those edges down to round yourself to be the better man that you
100%.
need
But I
to be.
didn't know it at the time.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Growth is earned, not given.
100%.
Wow, that's an intense story.
And I can kind of see people's pain. Like since I went through it, I can see someone's hurting. I can tell.
It's the empathetic side of a human once you've gone through something that's so dark and so you could have went one of two ways. You could have been a real dark motherfucker and just killed, or you could have chiseled those edges and became the man you are today, working your ass off to be the better man you're going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't even believe I'm sitting here, to be honest with you, because I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
I went from being a father to a family to days later being in a student room with cockroaches, and I have nothing. And I just wanted to die. I wanted my life to end. And I actually tried to end it without subconsciously. You know, I'll do whatever's offered to me. I'm going to do it. Screw it. I was partying and I was living so carefree that I realized, you know, I'm losing myself. And the kids still need me. If we pull through this, they're going to need their dad. So I had to turn that around, and I finally did.
And you said that was 2 years long, that process?
The court process was 2 years long.
That must have been the longest 24 months of your life.
It was. And I'll tell you this.
It probably seemed like 10 years.
And I'm sure you can relate. There's small moments that when you think about them, you know, it really hits you.
Dude.
My dad's not a crier. Yeah. He's never been a crier. You know, those people from the 50s and all that, they don't do that. When I came back from London after we pulled the plug for our son, I remember we had the power outage. Remember the big power outage all the way from New York, all the way down? Yeah. And I walk up pitch black driveway and I see my dad's garage open and he's standing there and he's just waiting for me and he's crying. And I'm like, it broke me. And I'll never forget that because he was so hurt for me, but also for the loss of his grandchild and my son. That was a profound moment for me that I'll never forget. It burns into your mind, right?
It's one of those moments where it was probably one of the game-changing moments of knowing, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and plus I think with the power outage, it made it a lot more memorable.
It was just a hallmark moment, so to speak.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. That's amazing what I don't even know the words to say, but like, good for you for not choosing the other route that would have been much easier to take. And, you know, people tend to, just from what I've witnessed, nothing that but like, people like to take the easy road. And when shit gets tough, they'll run.
100%.
It's easier to fall into booze or drugs and just bury yourself and kill yourself.
Absolutely.
Or you can man up, you can figure out what it is that you got to do, like what you did. And man, look at you today.
I've learned one thing. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good, homie.
I've learned that some people die before they actually stop breathing. And that's a choice. And I made the choice. I want to live. Everything I'm doing right now is to live, and I'm trying to get my hands dirty. I'm trying to stay busy. I'm trying to keep my mind sharp, trying to go to the gym, trying to lose weight. I'm even fasting now.
Yeah, 10-day fast right now.
I would have never done that.
You and I have a lot of parallels. It'll be fun for you to ask me questions because it's not the same story, but there's same routes. You said 10, and I don't mean to dip, but you said you're doing a 10-day fast. What day are you on?
3.
How you feeling?
Good. I mean, I've done a 7 before, so I know what to expect, but I'm doing it right this time. I ate the mandarin before I fasted last time. That's the worst thing you could do. You know, the cravings.
My fat ass couldn't do it. I did what do they call that? Like where you do the 18 hours, 16 or 6 hour, whatever it's called.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. I did that for a bit and I was like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking hero. And then my buddy, he's my best friend. He's an Indigenous man. He went to ceremony, and he sat 3 days in the bush just staring into nothing. Like, and what
ayahuasca?
It wasn't an ayahuasca ceremony. I'm trying to set something up like that with a shaman.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that maybe this summer. You
want to do it together?
Yeah. Daniel wants to do it as well. Yeah, definitely. But when Matt did it, I got to go watch the tail end of the ceremony. Uh, man, that stuff's intense. The guys coming back and the women coming in and what they do is
Really?
yeah, it's cool. If you ever get a chance, go watch it.
Would love to pick your brain about what you saw.
Yeah, yeah. I will. I was told very sternly to not bring my cell phone, and you can only imagine what happened to me. My cell phone went off during a very important part of the ceremony.
Oh, Jews.
So I was running around, and I'm not very good on uneven grounds. So like I was a walking catastrophe.
I hear you.
But yeah. A big thank you to JM Fry Furniture and Design for hooking us up with these beautiful chairs for our new set. Amazing quality, super comfortable, and clearly built to last. You can find them at 264 King Street West here in Chatham or online at JM Fry Furniture. So, man, when did the life coaching hit you?
It started with those videos in 2017.
2017. Sorry, I knew that.
But I just kept doing it. I never stopped. And I don't know why. What compels me to pick up my phone and just say whatever and then release it to the world? I have no idea. But then it really started changing when people would message me and say,
you know, because it's you made it to the other side of that grief process. Because it was when you just said that, I was like, I did the same thing. We got something to offer.
What it is you feel so replenished from finding out, oh my God, there's a big lesson here, that you want to share it to people. Mm-hmm. You want them to know, they got to know this. Yep. And that's kind of the feeling I have when I put my phone on, and I just speak my mind. Now, not everybody agrees with some of the things I say.
Certain facts. People don't like facts. People don't like truth.
No.
They live in a fairy tale world.
Delusional.
Let's, I'm not even gonna go down that one road. I just had to stop myself. But so, do you want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
So, do you remember our first conversation
on the phone?
No, like through Messenger. I asked you about something, and you gave me a person's name.
Okay, yes.
Say his name. Go ahead. Say his name.
Jermaine Jack.
And what did I think? Do you remember?
Yeah. So, funny story.
I've got a funny follow-up to this.
This guy is like my mentor. He's like my coach. I look up to him, and if he gives me an assignment, I come through. I never fail. So we did a podcast together for years. It's called Thrive Talks, me and him and somebody else. And we have the best conversations, but he's a great dude. He's been on my podcast as well. And you were asking me about, is there anyone else in that area that you could recommend? And I brought his name up, and his name's Jermaine Jackson. So he thought it was a joke, and he thought he was a member of the Jackson 5. And I was like, are you kidding me?
So last night I'm on the couch. Daniel, who do we got coming on the podcast next Saturday? Jermaine Jackson.
Jermaine Jackson.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I was sitting there. I looked at my girl. I was like, fuck. That's what he's talking about. Because I seen that you guys were messaging.
Shout out Jay.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Him and I got on the phone all the way to London the other day. I was going to see my kids, and we just, man alive.
So it's probably going to be one of your best.
He was just fun to talk to. He's just full of piss and vinegar.
Me and him cross paths through pain. Pain is power. That's what me and him say. And, we shared a moment where we were going to release an episode where we shared our darkest stuff. So the thing I just told you about my son, I did that with him and the other guy, and we had it all on camera. We were completely just sobbing. Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those moments where it's like, you're all men, but no one cares right now. Right now, we're about healing, and we're going to talk about it. And we did. And we walked out of there like it was therapy. We got so much stronger from that.
100%.
And so, I'm just happy that he was able to share that with me, and I was able to share it with him. But it also makes us just go on in life and just be strong. And
I don't think you're a real dude if you don't cry and get that out.
Facts.
I'm big fan of therapy, big fan of, I wear my feelings out here. You say what you want, but I'll tell you what's up afterwards. If you decide to take that walk. I got no respect for people that that think otherwise, because it's a dark. It's hard to be a dude,
It is.
and like,
We suffer in silence.
and you know, having the right people, whoever it is in your life, helping you, like, man, it just, I've noticed since I've had the right people around me, man, there isn't darkness. Everybody's bringing light to me.
You're attracting it though.
Dude, I starve for it. So
Like
you
I said,
shine on.
I just had someone recommend me to come on your podcast that didn't know that I was already coming.
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. That makes me, I like that.
There's a reason for that though.
Yeah,
Because of you.
100%. I just really, I love this. This
Yeah.
is my therapy.
Yeah.
This is me. I've only got better because of this, because of speaking to others, men like yourself, women, whoever it might be, showing me, oh, that's a cool way to do. You know what?
Right.
Next time I find myself in a situation, that's the way I'm gonna look at this. There's perspective, and it's all about perspective.
It is. Yes.
Thank you to JP Contractors for providing this awesome studio space and believing in the podcast. Solid, reliable builders who do quality work and stand by it. Check them out at JP Contractors.
Now I've decided that landscaping is my love. That's
Yeah.
my passion. And it was a very natural way that I came about that. But I'm only saying that to say that when you start trying things, whatever you try first, even if it's successful, that doesn't mean that that's what's going to be. You just get the juices flowing. You plant the seed, you try something. If it works out, great. And then, you know what? When you reach a point where I don't have the money for this, I don't have the rent and the with all the rates in the food industry going up and everything, I don't think it's going to be a really successful. It's not a good time.
It's hard to be sustainable.
Is it something I could do later in life when I'm like in a better position? Sure. What happened was I did something so great, it was beyond me, and I didn't have the capital to support it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm very proud of what I did because that led me to the whole landscaping thing. So that's what I'm at.
So tell me about being a dad.
Dude,
Dad later in life, dad early in life. We've had that conversation.
young dad, when I found out I was going to have my daughter, you know, I was kind of a piece of shit, but it wasn't until I held her and realized how real it is. And this little person is relying on you for the rest of your life to get them in a position so that they can win. So I had to stop the BS that I was just anger issues. I had put my hands on the mom, like I said, but I was always real with my daughter. And I told her, you know how you think dad's a hero? Dad, your hero actually hurt your mom. So even heroes make mistakes. I told her that. And that helped her understand that even if people are good people on the surface, that there is a dark side and that they have to help them. So they have to fix those issues. Yes. So being a dad with her was incredible. She was a very good first kid to have. But when I had the second parenting duty, it was the polar opposite because it was a nightmare. And now it's a blessing. I don't know if you've
seen your video today.
He is a bundle of joy. If you ever meet him, you'll feel it.
How old is he now?
He's 17 now. But, you know, he walks in and he's energy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always like that with him. You know, my daughter, I always knew what to do. It was easy. With him, we had to learn him, figure out what his tisms are, what his, triggers. And once I found out music was his thing, though,
he gets right into the music.
Yeah.
Is that what he was rocking to this morning in the video?
Yeah. Then one of the best, I mean, we're kind of skipping through the whole journey of being a parent, but I just want to say this. We are blessed when we don't think we are. All of us, especially do you have kids? Okay. So you already know there's things that they say, things that they do, and it makes you realize, shit, I did do a good job. Whether we believe it or not is irrelevant. They're living proof. And the thing is, my daughter said something so smart not long ago. She said, she said, our parents are trying to like mold us and help us grow. But at some point we get old enough, and she's talking about her, we get old enough to see our parents growing as well. And it's not just them growing, it's also them seeing us grow. So I had the kids young, so I was still a young person, still trying to find my way in the world. And she pointed that out. And to me, that meant the world to me.
You know, I got a 22 and a 19-year-old this year.
Okay.
And now I'm also fresh dad. I got a 3, a 5, and a 9-year-old that live with me now
Whoa.
through my new partner. I'm seeing it differently.
Yeah.
And the kids are just, they're wild. Like what happened yesterday was with the 9-year-old, my 2 older kids, you know, my daughter called from school. She's like, I gotta walk out because I need to make sure, you know, with everything you've been. I was just like, holy shit. How did you get to be so smart?
Yeah.
Like, where did you, man,
Yeah.
we're just so lucky without realizing, like you said, that it is such an amazing feeling when you know you've done it, you know? And it doesn't matter if it's not hitting that mark, because we can have that separate fun with the kids in another way too. And we can see what we've done for them. Your son finding music, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, man. He's
Yeah.
got a hell of a connection with music.
I love that. What are you gonna plug here for us? Round this up. Tell me what you got going on, what you about your podcast, and
Okay.
we'll
So
hit your podcast.
yeah, so I do a podcast called Solutions for the Soul, and on it, I'm basically providing, I would consider it to be the blueprint of staying out of the hole of depression. That's all it was. The blueprint is my own life experience. I'm not sitting there trying to tell you things that I'm like I read or whatever. It's actually things that helped me stay out of the gutter. So I've had to get on medication to battle depression. I found out the hard way. That's not the best way to do it. Sometimes you rely on the medical system to help you, but that is also an easy button. You can't take a pill to fix your problems. You can fix your problems. So some days when I wake up depressed, there's things you can do to manage it and then overcome it. And when you overcome it, next thing you know, you're doing more shit.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing more shit. You're getting your hands involved in different projects. The landscaping was very natural. And
Do you have your own business?
launched it in April of
You
last
do.
year. So it's Brightside Yardworks.
Yep.
And it started very naturally. I hated doing it growing up.
Yep.
But my dad's property was a jungle.
Yep.
And it taught me everything I need to know right now. And I didn't know it. I was just complaining. And I was worried about the cord going under the lawnmower because it was the old freaking
Electric.
electric. And I just told my dad, like, come on, can I do it tomorrow? Like, you know, but the whole time it was training me for something great that I wouldn't even know would be later.
Totally off topic.
Sure. That's how it goes.
Talk to me about wings.
So 2020, the world gets turned upside down.
COVID.
We all realize that this isn't the way we thought it was. Now you have to do things in order to get things. And I was like, yeah, okay, I got to survive now. And I got my kids and I was just a single dad. And, you know, I'm freaking out. I'm like, you know, okay, what skills do I have? I'm good at cooking. What can I do? What can I focus on? And I went on this long tear since I was 13 years old trying to make the best wings, like oven baked. And I always burnt them. They're either sticking, the skin would come off or whatever. And it was always trash. But then someone invented parchment paper and I found the right one. And then I played with the temperatures and I started separating the wings with a certain space between them. And I started using certain seasonings. And next thing you know, I made a batch of wings for me and the kids for dinner, just messing around. And they turned out to be so good that my daughter wouldn't stop talking about them. So I made them again. Daughter's going crazy again. She was like a perfect measuring stick for what was going on. I was like, you know what? These are really good. We're going to have a party soon and I'm going to make wings for everybody at the party and see what happens. And everybody just kept wondering like, hey, can you make me some? That's how it started. It started very natural. And then I found a group called Saucony. They would offer their space and it's through a government program. You go use their kitchen and that kind of help them grow and they help you grow. Okay. But what was happening was, and I did make a name for myself there. We were on Walker Road in Windsor and, you know, I had people coming for lunch from work and all this and that and Super Bowl orders and it blew up. And then they wanted me to give them credit for everything that I was doing, including the money I was spending on my own business. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because I spent years trying to do that. So I just I got away from them. I started doing the whole rental kitchen thing, which it's not, you don't get rich like that. You know, you need a home. And so it's kind of at the tail end now, but 3 years starting in 2023, I turned some heads, competed with among the best in the city, came in second place in 2023. 2024, I won the award, the Platinum Award, and I won Best Wings in the City, beating out some pretty top wing guys.
Yeah.
Loose Goose being one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
The thing is I'm more looking back. I don't even care if I have a storefront. I don't care what I ended up doing with what I did. I came into the world, their world, and I did some things that pissed them off and also made me and my kids proud, you know, and I declared myself the king of wings out of the gate, and it turns out I was. And so that's the thing. Whatever you plan on doing, if you have a vision, call that. Speak it into existence, because
100.
then you have some traction to your name. So when I say king of wings, people don't even argue anymore, because I actually got it.
It's funny. I call around, and the only way I'm ordering a wing is if it's oven baked. And
Really?
I'm only going to do it if, sir, I'll post something and I'll see how many people will say, oh, Dustin will only eat this. I'm very specific about my chicken wing. So when you told me this, man, my heart started skipping a beat. I didn't know whether I was going to fall in love with you or the chicken wing. I was like telling my girl she better start working harder. It was tough.
Well, this world is, if you get jumbo wings, they have steroids. There's a bunch of stuff in it that I would
That's what we always wondered.
So I get like the normal size wings, and people do complain sometimes about the small ones, but the small ones are cleaner. So these are halal wings. They're oven baked. They're seasoned only, dry rub, no sauce. And you guys have Brazilian barbecue and house blend. I put my love into every batch. So deep fried, you get that everywhere. It tastes the same almost everywhere you go. You can only go so far with deep fried. I think what people want is the crisp. You know what I mean? But there's just sleeping on these because the flavor. That's what I'm all about, the flavor.
I've been impressed that you said these are oven baked.
Oven baked.
They don't have that rubbery feel.
No.
So that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I'm very disappointed.
Played with the temperature for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I figured it out.
So what is the science of temperature there?
Well, I don't want to give too much away.
I was going to say, there's got to be secrets in here.
But yeah,
If you can tell me later, I'll be awesome.
there is, you know, you start at one temp and then you flip them at halfway, and then you change the temp at that point. Yep. So I played with it for a long time and finally perfected a perfect formula.
10 out of 10, best chicken wing I've ever ate.
I keep hearing that.
I make a lot of chicken wings as a consistent thing. This is definitely like, I'm probably not going to be able to taste my own chicken wings as good as this. You've ruined my experience from that sense.
I appreciate.
I'm trying to be dainty on camera because I don't want people to see like how much.
There's no way I think you can eat a
monster.
chicken wing.
No, I'm a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather eat with my hands. I even if it's rice.
No,
Yes.
I hear you. Actually, there's something about that.
Yeah.
I would rather eat with my hands too.
Told you we run a lot of parallels.
Yep. I knew that right away, brother.
Thank you very much. This was absolutely delicious.
And I appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna just grab one more.
Dude, you can have the whole batch. I brought them for you guys.
Thank you. What a great podcast.
I would love to come back because there is so much more.
Oh, we can
to both
do a
of us.
part 2.
For both.
100%.
Yep.
We'll
Thanks
do
for
your
having me, brother.
podcast next. Love you. I appreciate
You
you.
too.
So I think we got some cool things.